My summer hasn't been all that great. My mother had a stroke in June, and it changed both of our lives forever. So, during the stress of hopping to different hospitals and figuring out how to become a caretaker for my now paralyzed mother, I really needed an escape. I trawled through the depths of the Steam summer sale, and Natsu-Mon 20th Century Summer Kid caught my eye. Satoru's summer seemed a lot more appealing. His family and friends are members of the Mirage Circus Troupe and have come to Yomogi Town to set up a circus for the month of August. Satoru doesn't have to stress much about that yet, though. For now, he's just there to enjoy the summer of 1999. Kyoko runs the guest house where you'll be staying, and it's such a charming little place. The details of this location alone are like a microcosm of what I love about this game. The spotted wallpaper with cracks in the walls from wear and tear give it this sense that it's been very lived in. Even the wooden beams themselves aren't perfectly straight. There are little imperfections everywhere you look. Clearly, a number of guests have been in these halls throughout the years. Indoor locations have these fixed camera angles that really show off the set dressing, and each room is thought out as if somebody actually had to live there. The cluttered little laundry section with different detergents, rags, and various other colorful containers. The kitchen right next to it with its little spice rack, utensils, and cooking stains. Even the washing machine has a little bit of rust on it. These are details that are so important to the vibe this game is painting, but most people might not even register them. And I mean, fair enough, I'm excited over a washing machine, but I would bet your brain notices. This care and attention to detail expands far outside of Guesthouse Ashitaba as well. Natsu-Mon isn't just a charming little fixed-angle game. It takes a ton of inspiration from Breath of the Wild, reframing the exploration loop of that game through the eyes of a 10-year-old boy instead of a seasoned adventurer. Finding cool bugs, neat rocks, and climbing up a hill because there has to be something interesting at the top makes so much more sense when we're playing as young Satoru here. Now, it does have a time limit, although it is a little bit customizable. You can choose slow, normal, or fast days, normal being about 30 minutes real time for an in-game day. Your day's set up like this. You wake up and eat breakfast. You do your day. You have dinner, and you can explore in the evening or just fast forward to bedtime where you fill out your little journal for the day. For the sheer amount of things you can get up to in this game, I think a time limit is important. It teaches you not to get too hung up on things and enjoy as much as you can in your 31 days. Thankfully, there's a new game plus if you'd like to do anything you missed out on, as well as several endings depending on what thing you focus on the most. Once we're let loose on Yomogi, you'll see a bunch of critters jumping and flying around. A big part of this game is catching bugs and fish. You can pick up cinder blocks and find bugs underneath them. Spreading honey on trees will attract certain bugs like beetles. It's just very addicting hunting for all the bugs you can catch. When you catch something, a few neat things happen. It'll be added to your journal where you get a cute crayon drawing of whatever critter you caught and a little fact about them. And it'll also be added to your encyclopedia and the tank or bug box, depending on what you catch. From there, you can get a close-up view of the bug and get another fact about them. This whole process feeds into that exploration loop really well because every time you find an interesting location, like some foggy forest or a hidden alcove, you'll have your head on a swivel looking for unique critters to grab. And thankfully you can tell the ones you haven't caught yet by that clear circle that appears, so you won't have to keep catching ones to realize you already caught it. This really helps later in the game when you're hunting for the really rare ones or trying to fill out your encyclopedia. There are over 200 bugs to catch, including a few rare ones you could submit to the museum. As someone who adores Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley for their museum sections, this was a great surprise. There are rare fossils, bugs, and fish they'd like you to catch, and when you do, you'll get some money and get to check it out in its display. Just as Guesthouse Ashitaba felt lived in, so does this town in general, from the shopping center crammed with interesting wares to the more abandoned parts of the area, with overgrowth tangling to things that were of use a long time ago, but now forgotten, or at least in disrepair. It's just a great world to hang out in. Everything has this sense of movement. Trees will drop leaves that may be carried away by breezes. Vines attached to buildings will sway gently. Dust will kick up in certain areas. Unnecessary details like a corded light in the attic swaying gently add so much charm. It's a world that just never feels static, no matter where you go. And I'd stop to admire that sometimes. A thing I really value in a game world is its depth. A game could be this massive, continent-spanning epic, but without actual depth to the locations, it will quickly start to feel like a hollow and flat road trip. Natsu-Mon's world does not suffer from that. All the systems play well into each other. Missions where you learn more about the town and people will send you to places that unlock fast travel points in the form of bus stops, making your treks not take up as much time in the day. And you're sure to see plenty of points of interest and curiosities along your way as well. Satoru may even draw what he got up to if you find something interesting enough. Bugs and fish aren't the only life in Yomogi though. There's a ton of unique and fun people to chat with and get to know. And you guessed it. When you first meet a new person, they get a cute little sketch in your journal. They'll have their own stories happening throughout the month, and you can choose to follow that by chatting with them. Here's a few of my favorites. Nagase is this quiet and burly man who is a performer in the circus troupe. He can be a man of few words, but when he does talk, it never fails to make me smile.
不思議なものって、もしかすると鏡に映った永瀬さん？
失礼だもん。
ごめんなさい。
本当に見たんだもん。
Ryoko is this bubbly alternative lady who always seems to be doing somebody else's job. She has a great attitude about it though, and is a really cheery presence in the town in general.
謎だわ。
夜になるとこの辺りを走ってるか、この建物の裏にあるお店で飲んだり食べたりしてるから遊びにおいで。
わかった。
はい、毎度あり。
And finally, Doc Shibuya, who heads up the Summer Break Research Project Research Center and Detective Agency.
夏休みの自由研究所なの。だから君がこの町に来たことも当然知ってる。
あれ？確か入り口に探偵事務所って書いてあったけど。
ああ、あれはね、陽介が勝手に書いたの。彼は探偵が好きだから。
I won't say too much about her, but I loved her storyline and learning more about her. There's this quest where you follow Junko, a friend of yours, up a hill at night, and she gives this speech about how the town's lights are lighting up somebody's life.
そして街の明かりが輝いてる。あの一つ一つにそれぞれの人生があるんだよ。
どういう意味？
こうして丘の上から見下ろすと、いろんな命が宝石のように輝いてる。今、私の目の前に無駄なものなんて一つもない。
This romantic view at people's lives really hit me. There are so many people in the world, and they are valuable, full beings with things they're striving for. I just think it's a really sweet sentiment. And deep down, I think that's what this game is about. The fleeting connections you'll make in life, the interesting people who come and go, and the conversations that you'll think back upon. Wishing you got to know them better, wishing you could see them again, but more importantly, just hoping they're doing okay in life. So much of this game is tinged with that wistful nostalgia. They immerse you in this childlike slice of life aesthetic, but the game is narrated by an older version of Satoru. He'll occasionally comment on things he wished he said or did, but then you'll just carry on catching bugs and getting distracted by new discoveries. No time to focus on what could have been. Let's live in the moment. For this recommendation, I've really focused on the atmosphere, aesthetics, and general vibes, because that's what hit for me the strongest. However, there are plenty of things I've avoided talking about or even showing, and I'd love for you to discover them yourself. This game is all about discovery, and I'd hate to rob that from you. I started this recommendation because I was in a really bad pit of depression, and this game really comforted me during it. Whatever you're going through, even if it's not as life-changing as my summer, I hope this game can bring you comfort as well when you need it. It's a great distraction when things are stressful, and a gentle reminder to value the connections you do have, and take some time to enjoy the world you inhabit.
やったぜ！
thank you for watching my recommendation on Natsu-Mon. I'm working on a few other videos at the moment, and I have one previous video you can check out on El Paso Elsewhere, if you enjoyed this one. Take it easy.